Okay, so today we are going to learn about the Roswell UFO incident and my current theory on the event that occurred in 1947. So we will open up a Wikipedia page to get a little background on what happened. As you can see, I don't know if you can see from here because it's kind of zoomed out, but it says the Roswell UFO incident was the alleged capture of an extraterrestrial spacecraft from an object that crashed in the general vicinity of Roswell, New Mexico, in June or July of 1947. Since the late 1970s, the incident has been the subject of an intense controversy and the subject of conspiracy theories as to the true nature of the object that crashed. Okay, you can read more on this on your own if you would like, but I have recently stumbled upon an FBI record in the FBI website, the Vault. It's called Guy Hotel or Guy Hotel Part 1. Okay, so here's the document. Basically, it is a memorandum of someone working in the FBI, and it says I'll just read it. I'll zoom in. Zoom on in. Okay, here we are. Alright, so an investigator of the Air Force stated that 3 so-called flying saucers have been recovered in New Mexico. They were described as being circular in shape with raised centers, approximately 50 feet in diameter. Each one was occupied by 3 bodies of human shape but only 3 feet tall, dressed in metallic cloth of a very fine texture. Each body was bandaged in a manner similar to the blackout suits used by speed flyers and test pilots. I'm going to stop there. There's a little bit more. It's not that important. Okay, so we have 3 UFOs found in 1947 and 3 bodies that look like small humans. Okay. So, here's where my theory comes into play. I look up the space race during the Cold War. It was said to be between 1957 and 1975, but even before that, the U.S. was working on getting into space. That has been a goal of ours since after World War II. So, the knowledge of this time period just tells us that the government was most likely working on space projects, behind the scenes, the public didn't know about. Okay, so then I was thinking, okay, what could these 3-foot figures wearing test suits could possibly be? If we were testing new technology, we'd probably want to use some sort of animal or something that's not going to possibly risk a human life. So, I Google animals in space. I see, 1940s, this is promising. I read, okay, the first animals in space were fruit flies, and then I see Albert, rhesus monkey, was actually launched as early as 1949. Whether or not this was an American spacecraft or not, I can't say. It has been recorded as a UFO, so it could have been another country testing their ship, but my theory was, okay, maybe these UFOs were just some sort of test, and it was a failed experiment, and the government was trying to cover it up just to save ourselves from embarrassment. So I look up chimpanzees, yay, monkeys, everybody likes monkeys. Okay, the chimp, sometimes they're known as the colloquial chimp, is the common name, blah blah blah. We'll skip to the anatomy and physiology to see if it fits the description. The male common chimp is about 1.7 meters on average, which is 5.6 feet, standing high. So normally it's a little bit hunched over. That is a bit high for the description. Okay, maybe we'll try another website. Wikipedia is not always most trustworthy. So we go to allaboutchimpanzees.com. Okay, that sounds more legit. You can't trust everything on the internet. Okay, this looks legit. Back fur, ears, got all the descriptions. Females, 2 to 3.5 feet. Males, 3 to 4 feet. Excellent. My theory is therefore more justified. You guys can make of it whatever you want, but I just want to throw this out there. Good luck.